All right, on today's podcast, we're going to talk about something spicy, but something that is needed, which is the sick Panjabi dating scene. Really, the
Hmm.
Panjabi dating scene, all the horror stories we've heard, our experiences, some advice, some tips. So let's talk about this. My name is Manpreet. Thank you for joining us.
My name's Tania.
And so, Tanya, let's let's talk about this because when I go to like family functions or when I go to like family friends' houses, they're always like, "Do you have any boy in mind for our girl or any girl in mind for our boy?"
Hmm.
And I'm always like, "No, I don't have anybody in mind. Like, I'm out of that scene. I don't know any youngsters. I have, yes, I have cousins and family members, but I want everybody to find their own person without me interjecting or introducing or anything like that."
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just I'm like I don't even want to blame. Like if I hook somebody up and
It
then they're
doesn't
like
work
it doesn't
out.
work out, then I'm
It's gonna
like,
be
oh
your
man,
fault.
yes, it's gonna be my fault. So it's like, no, and they should be finding it themselves. What do you think?
um, I mean, it's in our culture, in Punjabi culture, it's like that's always a thing, Oh, sade munda li kudi dekho, sade kudi li munda dekho. That's like normal. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like um, it's taboo. It's and if it works out, it's great. Um, but I feel like nowadays maybe it's getting a little tougher because people do have so many choices and everyone's becoming like well educated and people got a lot on their list that they're looking for.
I know, yeah, that's true.
So maybe actually it is better you look for someone yourself, actually, now that I think about it.
No, I think that list thing. I think that's the problem. And I know I'm going to say something, and it might be
Don't
controversial,
say it.
and but I'm just saying there's a first of all, the list thing. It's like if you already have like 10 things in mind before
Hmm.
you meet the person, like then it kind of turns into like transactional thing. Like the whole thing about relationship and dating is you just go out, you hang out with people, you get to know people, and
Yeah.
then things flourish into friends or things flourish into you loving each other,
Hmm.
right? I don't know. That's how I think about it. But the whole like resume and they have to be this, and then I will be like consider them, to date them is kind of like weird and off for me because then the whole like you lose the whole feeling of love, I think.
Yeah.
But also, and this is the controversial thing, I think there's a lot of like and like I'm just gonna say it, there's a lot of like sixes and sevens out there that think they're tens trying to get tens. And I'm like, dude, bring it back to earth. Try to be in your 6, 7, 8 range. Try to not think you're in the 10 range. And a lot of people do that. And then I've seen a lot of people do that, and they've still been single for the last 5, 7 years. So it's like you got to bring it back. But a lot of people have this, I don't know, this weird expectation in their head that there's some that they're that they are somebody else or something else, and they're not. They're not keeping it real, or they're having a facade or whatever it is. But really, I think that I have seen with people, especially when the lists come and what they want
Mm.
out of a person, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like saying total package, inside, outside, everything,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at them, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, okay, there's no help here. You better go. You better start going to Gurdwara, start praying.
I mean, or it's the parents that don't think that this girl is not as good enough, or the guy is not good looking enough for my daughter. Or sometimes parents have expectations too, and they think like, oh, mera munda de bahut hi sona aega, or my kudi is
Uh,
like, the best looking in town, so she needs her Shah Rukh Khan or something. But yeah, like you said, it becomes conditional, it becomes transactional. But you got to be attracted to the person, so like you want your spouse to be good looking, and you want them to be attracted to you. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. That's all I got to say about that.
it, no, it is. It is. But, sometimes you got to check yourself. And sometimes you got to be like, okay, okay. I don't know. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just saying it that you got to know who you are. And then
Or maybe they're
and
just confident.
maybe they don't even know what they want.
Okay.
That's another thing, I think.
All
Yeah,
right.
confidence is one thing, but delusional is another. I don't know,
Oh
but I have
God.
seen, but you're right, the parents thing, I'm telling you, and I think I did this in like my dating life too, where I used to think
Hmm.
about, oh, what my parents will think. But I'm telling you, if there's some advice I could give,
Hmm.
don't worry about what your parents think. If you're in love, if you're dating someone you're in love and they're right for you and you think you guys are perfect for each other,
Yeah.
your parents will be okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your parents think. Don't worry about what your mom is gonna say. Don't worry about, it's always the moms with the boys. Don't worry about what your mom is gonna say. Worry about like, oh, I found someone and now we can spend the rest of our life with each other. Your parents will come around. This is your life,
Yeah.
not your parents. Their parents lived their life. This is your life. But a lot of people get rid of that. A lot of people get rid of relationships who's like, oh, my parents didn't want it, and we've seen them. We've been to family functions and
Hmm.
friends' houses where people are like, uh, I've been dating this girl, bahut der hogi, I've been dating, it's been like 2 years, but my parents just don't like her, or my mom doesn't like her. And then, that's it, they break up because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you love her? They're like, yeah, I love her. I'm like, do you love him? He's like, yeah, I love him. And then what happens? Like, because of your parents, and it's
Yeah.
sad. It's sad.
It's sad. It's sad. It's tough. It's a tough space to be in too. But yeah, it's definitely looks can only take you so far. It's
Right.
you want to be attracted to your other person, and you want them to be attracted to you, but it's at the end of the day, like in a relationship, there's other things that that matter and that can grow into attraction. Like, are they funny? Do they make you laugh? Are they going to be there for you? Are they going to stick up for you? Are they going to like fan your flame? Are they going to like support you in things that you want to do? Are they going to like come up to you and apologize if they did something wrong, or they were going to have the ego and be like, no, 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 I didn't do anything wrong? So
Right.
like those things matter too in a relationship. That's what I think makes your relationship grow. Like looks is one thing. Expectations should be there. Like, you there's something expected of you and you expect certain things from your spouse too. But yeah, I feel like nowadays there's just girls and guys just have so many choices, maybe because of all these apps. I don't know. I don't know. They don't like just go out there and I don't know. I haven't been in the dating scene. It's been a
Yeah.
long time. I never really dated ever.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
um
Yeah.
just from what I've heard, it's a little crazy just cuz
I don't know. I don't know. When people say that, I was talking to a friend one day and I'm like, dude, if we had these apps and it was so easy to meet girls, we would be on dates all the time. All the time. I know this is going to
okay,
sound
I
like,
don't know about all the time. Just slow down over there, okay?
I'm telling you, it's supposed to make your life easier, but people don't. Okay, so what's lost, I think? I think what's lost is people don't know how to talk. People don't know how to flirt.
I agree
They
with
lose
that.
that game because they're in that digital game. And what are you going to like text girls? Like I texted you, right? But we spoke on the phone and we saw each other and stuff. So now
Yeah.
when I text you, you know my tone, you know how I talk, you know where
Right.
it's coming from. It's different.
Yeah.
But like swiping right, swiping left, and then basically just talking to them digitally,
Yeah.
I think it messed up their real life game on how to actually talk to somebody.
Mhm. I
And
agree.
right,
Yeah.
right. And that's why I think a lot of people, maybe they did that. Maybe they did the dating scene. Maybe they did all those apps and they did it for like 3 years and they got fed up with it
Mhm.
or they got catfished or whatever it is. But it's more like, it's, I just don't see them having game, being flirtatious, going up to a girl
Mhm.
and just talking and dating and the real life relationship. I don't know. I just feel like that is missing now. It's
Mhm.
probably going to get worse, but that is why a lot of people have that superficial of like, okay, how does the person look? And then let me see their qualifications. Do they meet mine?
Mhm.
Is that what they're making? Is that what their job is? I'm talking about boys and girls, right?
Yeah.
Like guys and girls. Like that's what they're making, that's what their job is, and
Yeah.
then they realize, they do that for 5 years and they realize they're still single.
Mhm.
No, you got nothing to say there. I don't know. I just feel like that's how I feel. Like, why don't you just go out? Why don't people need to start going out and not having all these expectations?
Yeah.
And maybe it'll go somewhere. Maybe it won't. When you're at, I don't want to say a club, but when you're at like we met at a birthday party, right?
Mhm.
But if you're at a birthday party, if you're at some, friends party or whatever party or a club or a bar
Yeah.
or a restaurant or wherever you are
Mhm.
for someone's party or just to hang out, you might meet someone there, and
Right.
you're gonna start talking to them, and you don't know anything about them,
Yeah.
and that's the whole beauty of dating. You don't know, but you find out stuff about them.
Yeah.
But if everyone had like something on their forehead of like this is my job and my height, and no one would talk to each other.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the whole dilemma now too. It's like it kind of is how we kind of like box people in because we see them on an app and we see their qualifications and their main traits or whatever information they put in there, and either we like it or we don't like it. And that's I think that's lost, like just going out and talking to each other at a party or just like approaching a guy, approaching a girl. Like usually it's the guys who approach the girls, right? I mean, I don't think that's
Right,
changed
right.
that much.
I hope not,
um
but maybe
I
it's
mean, hey, it's not an issue if a girl wants to approach a guy and
I mean,
you
9 out
know
of 10, as much as I've seen and experienced, is guys
right,
approaching girls. Yeah.
right. If a girl is approached by a guy and he's like, you know good looking, he's fun to talk to, he makes you laugh, um he's hardworking and he's got a few good friends. I don't know. I don't see why a girl would not want to talk to that guy. So I don't know what's going on with guys. Are they not approaching girls as much? Are they just, into that list thing too? Like, oh no, this girl's got to be 10 out of 10, or this girl's got to be like tall or fair or whatever they got on their list. I mean, is that the problem now? Because that's always kind of been the thing. Guys approach girls most of the time, and if the girl's interested, she'll be like, "Yeah, what's up?" But like, what's the deal now? Are guys like
I
not
don't,
doing that?
I don't know. I'm not in the scene, but as much as I've heard, I don't think they are. I don't think they're going and approaching because they don't know what to say or how to talk.
Yeah,
I mean, as much as I've seen, like family members and all that talk about things,
yeah,
I'm always like mind blown. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is how you talk to people, or this is how you don't talk, or you didn't want to say
yeah.
anything, or this is the one or two reasons you didn't go and talk to a girl, or you don't like the girl, or whatever it is. It's just like, I don't know. They're in different. They're I don't know where their head is. I really don't. It's I don't know. It's one of those things where people are people. I honestly believe too, and like, yes, I know it's like maybe it's looked down upon, maybe it's not anymore. But in Sikh culture, Punjabi culture, you need to go through some relationships before. I think in any culture, in any religion or whatever, to be better, to understand yourself more, you got to go through like
That's easy
one
to
or
say
two.
though.
No, but you need to
Dating,
go. You need to go through like one or two relationships, and then you realize like maybe how to treat a girl, how to treat a
yeah,
guy. You know your own insecurities and how to deal with that. You know how to do better. You know how to flirt
yeah,
better. All those things happen.
yeah.
But you got to,
You definitely learn a lot about yourself
right.
and how to like carry yourself when you are in a relationship or relationships. But dating is not like it's not it's still kind of taboo in Punjabi culture. It's not something like, "Oh yeah."
I don't know.
It's not like in
I think
American
it's changing.
culture. I
I think
don't
it's
think
changing.
so.
It has
Maybe it
to be
has
changing.
changed. I
Yeah.
think it has changed, but I don't think it's still accepted, because it comes with consequences too.
I think with guys, it's fine. I think the girl
Yeah, well, it
dating
goes
is
back
not
to the double
accepted.
standard.
It goes back to the double standard. Yeah.
Well, it's a two-way street.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
girls
Yeah.
are not allowed to go on a date as much, they got to make
Right.
good choices. Obviously, you got to be smart about it. But if that's still like looked down upon, and you're not really supposed to do that, and then where does that leave the guys?
Right.
um,
Right.
I don't know. I just what I've heard, like stories and things that people have told me about dating scene. I just feel like the guys don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk to girls. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going out with a girl on a first date and you're expecting her to like pay half, that to me, that's just no.
I
You
know.
can't do that.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
girls are independent. They got careers. They got jobs. They are independent.
But that is
But
not
at
the
the end of the
Punjabi way,
day,
though. That is
that's
not the
not.
guy pays. That is the Punjabi way. Okay, I'm just talking about Punjabi culture.
Even though if a
If you're
girl says I'm
Punjabi,
independent, if a girl says I can hold my own, that doesn't mean she wants to pay half the bill on the first date. It's not what that means. So I don't know what guys out there thinking that's okay. Huge turnoff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. If you're a Punjabi dude and you're going halfsies on the bill
Yeah.
of the first, not good. Now, even if the date is bad, even if the date's bad, you don't get along, this will be the
Yeah.
first and last date, you still pay.
Yeah. Don't be a prick.
Yeah, don't be a prick. I mean, don't be cheap. Like, come on, man. We're known for our big hearts, kulle dil. It's only money too. Like, you're going out on a date. Obviously, you could afford it, right? But yeah, that's bad. That's bad. Yeah, I've heard stories like that where, yeah, the guy is like, she would tell me, they would tell me like, yeah, he just wanted to go half on the bill. He's like, no, we should all like, or the girl asked like, oh no, I'll get it, and the guy's like,
He's
okay,
like, okay.
yeah, and then she picked up the whole bill, and I'm like, oh my god,
That's
man,
crazy.
oh my god, yeah, I can't even imagine. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine
He
like,
needs to reevaluate his
right,
strategy here.
right, right. That's why you're not getting more dates, dude.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
That's why you're not getting more dates. Yeah,
But
but
another thing that I've heard, like kind of on the girls' side, is the girls kind of flat out say they don't want to live with their in-laws,
mm.
which I understand. I I kind of have an idea of what it's like to live with in-laws. It can have its pros and cons, but I just feel like you can't say that. Like, you got to give the guy a chance. Like, if he's a
right,
good guy, he wants to take care of his parents. He's there for his parents. He's a family guy.
yeah,
He's especially only munda. That's hard to
right,
hear from a girl. That
right,
and so then maybe that's not meant to work out if the girl
right.
doesn't want to do
That's
that.
true.
But especially in our culture, Punjabi culture, that's a big thing for me. I think maybe for guys that's a big turnoff, I think.
Yeah, I don't, I remember my cousin saying one time, like, I'd rather not live with in-laws, or if he does live with his parents,
Yeah.
or he's, they want me to live with the parents too. It's a no for me.
Yeah.
And I always tell him like, but you don't know. You don't know what the guy has. Maybe the dad has a medical condition.
Right.
Maybe the mom has a medical
Yeah.
condition. Maybe he's the son and he's going to take care of him and they need
Yeah.
somebody in the house. You don't know all those things until you go out and date.
Yeah.
Now, if he turns out to be a mama's boy, that's different. But you're not going
Oh
to
yeah.
know just by looking at the profile and be
Right.
like, oh, in-laws, oh, that's a no.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know those things. So
Right.
you got to, that's what I'm telling. That's my whole point. Like, you got to go out there, put yourself out there and date people you might not think you gel with. But if
Mhm.
you're attracted to them a little, why not just go out? The worst thing that could
Yeah.
happen is that you don't talk to each other after that, and you cordially just be like,
Right.
sorry,
Yeah.
have a great
Yeah. Sayonara.
lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, the best thing that could happen, you could get married.
Mhm.
So I mean, the upside is huge,
Yeah.
right?
Y- Yeah. I mean, I just feel like people, you can always find love in unexpected places. Not even love, but you can always find
Now
great.
these young people have no idea what love is. They have no idea. When I listen to them, I'm like, oh my god, dude, you have no idea what bad is at all. But go ahead,
Mm.
sorry.
Um, no, I just feel like you gotta have expectations. There are certain things, I wanted in a spouse. There's
Right.
everyone has those certain things that you don't want to compromise on, and that's definitely totally cool. That should be there. You got to have some standards. But if it's like, oh, he's got to be making this much, he's got to be like this tall,
Mm.
um, he has to know how to cook, or like, things like that, that at the end of the day it doesn't matter in a relationship. Then I feel like that's you might run into some trouble there, like I just feel like I think girls are simple in the sense that they just want someone who's like who's funny, who's obviously
Right.
hardworking, who can, be there for them and just listen to them when they need a shoulder or someone to vent to. And just girls want someone who can be their best friend,
Right.
you know.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And it doesn't hurt if you're good looking.
Mm. Right.
But
Right. It's always a plus.
yeah. Um but everyone has certain family conditions, everyone has siblings and parents, and
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
when you do marry somebody, you marry their family too. So that
That's true.
a girl does have that to think about for sure.
That's true.
Guys don't have to think about that as much.
Right.
So I
Right.
think that also is another thing that girls maybe might feel as pressure is, I'm not just marrying the guy, you know.
That. Yeah.
What if his mom turns out to be crazy? What if the
Right.
family is like Looney Tunes? Like the guy might be great, but
Right.
that's
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. All that
so,
matters. All that matters.
yeah.
And that's why I tell people like another advice that I have for everybody is like, look, I'm all for you fall in love with anybody. You can fall in love with any religion, any culture.
Yeah.
It's all good. When you're in love, you're in love. It's fine. But I tell everybody, you should try to fall in love or try to have a Punjabi person,
Hmm.
right? Sikh Punjabi, Hindu Punjabi, whatever. But try to get at least Punjabi, get the culture down, because
Yeah.
it's going to get so complicated. Like life is already complicated, right? It's like so much to do now. There's so many distractions
Hmm.
now. Uh, but the Punjabi, if they're Punjabi, you're Punjabi, it's like one less complication you have to deal with. Things
Yeah.
are smooth, the food is good, the cultural norms that you have to deal with is fine. Like everyone's used to it. No, it's just less complicated. The way your kids grow up,
Hmm.
it's just way less complicated. And I tell people like that is a big blessing. That's like underrated. But that is because no one really thinks about it because mostly people just marry within their culture.
Yeah.
But it's very underrated. Like a culture, similar cultures go a long way
Yeah.
to help you, be sane,
Yeah.
I think. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think one of the huge reasons why we get along so well. Like,
Right.
we love the same food, we
Yeah.
love the same music, we
Right.
just enjoy like going to a party and just like dancing together to the best hottest Punjabi song, and um but I think people also are weary because they've seen perfectly good girls and perfectly good guys getting married, and then it just doesn't work out.
Right.
Then they're left thinking like, why do I care if I
Right.
marry Punjabi or not? Like Punjabi sometimes they be crazy.
That's true. No,
Guys
no, they
be
are
crazy
crazy. They are
sometimes.
crazy.
And girls too. I mean, don't get me
No, no,
wrong. I'm
they
sure
are
girls are
crazy.
crazy too, but I've seen marriages not work out, and so if you're like single and you've gone through a couple of relationships and you're just seeing other marriages not work out, and that where does that that leaves you feeling, hey, like, do I really need to marry a Sardar guy or a Punjabi guy if this other person from another
I
culture is
know.
like they kind of know how to act, they
I
kind of know
know.
how to treat a girl,
Yeah.
or they know how to treat my family and my parents, then why not? So I can see why people,
Right. Right.
you
No, I
know,
see that too. I see that too. I
yeah.
can see.
And I've seen perfectly good marriages, from different cultures work.
Right.
But I think you really have to work at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Because it could get complicated
Yes.
fast.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, another thing that I've seen and I've heard like horror stories, it's 2025 and people. I don't think our generation, but I think people, parents still believe in caste. And so I've
Mm.
heard from, I've heard from like cousins and family members that, because they, I have cousins that have done like workshops for like dating for some organizations and
Mhm.
stuff. And they said the parents are still into caste and they don't want their son or daughter to marry out of caste. And I'm like, bro, it's 2025. People still think like this. And on top of that, these kids are well educated. These kids are like
Yeah.
lawyers, doctors, or whatever they are. And they're still adhering to the parents' rules, which
Well,
is
I
mind
feel like
boggling.
that's probably not so much the kids, I think it's more the parents.
It is the parents.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if your parents, first of all, if you're sick
Yeah.
and your parents believe in caste, trust me, they're not sick.
Something's
Okay.
missing over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Something not
The
translating.
basics are not right with these, with your parents. So you got to think for
Yeah.
yourself too.
Yeah.
Like, it has nothing to do with it. Like, it's so funny. It's like hilarious. Caste was like mainly the people had jobs. It was like
Yeah.
your caste is your job in Punjab and in India and this and that. Over here, anybody
That's
could be anything
crazy.
they want.
Right.
Yeah, your lawyers, your doctors, your engineers. You own businesses.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your caste in America. No one thinks like that, but they still think like that, and they don't have
Mm.
relationships because of it, which
Mm.
is so
That's sad.
bad. So as soon as a person even like talks about caste, as soon as they talk about caste for my kid or my daughter or my son, whatever it is, or
Yeah.
just like their own caste, I just walk away. I'm like, I just can't do this. I can't deal with you guys. I don't even want to
You're
be
like,
part
I'm gonna
of
be over
this.
here.
Yeah, I can't be part of
No,
your
that's sad.
your
That
circle.
reminds me of like back in the day when people would put out their matrimonial ads
Right.
in the
Oh
newspaper
god.
and be like, Judge
Hilarious.
sick girl looking for
Yeah.
suitable Judge sick boy.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
crazy
that.
that they still do that.
Yeah, they probably still do that.
Yeah.
They probably still do that, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone that talks about caste or anyone that talks about, oh, my kid's a doctor and I want to looking for a doctor too, and I'm like, okay, bye. It's like, what is wrong with people? What happened to just like being getting with people that you start liking and then loving and then
Yeah.
having a great relationship? Everyone, as the status thing is getting, I see it in Long Island all the time, but like the
Well,
status thing,
you're in, I mean, in
I'm
the
in
heart
Long
of
Island.
Long
I know.
Island. I mean, that's
I know.
you're definitely gonna see it
It's
there.
yeah, yeah. No one,
Yeah, I feel like the status thing has kind of always been there, but
right. It
like
has.
now I think people are doing so well,
Right.
people are flourishing and
Right.
people are like well educated and making good money and getting great jobs and so it's definitely yeah, I mean if you have that status thing in your head then uh, I could see why you want someone who's like up here and you think anyone who makes less or doesn't have as great of a career is kind of
Right.
inferior and they might not gel with you and your family if you've kind of been used to a certain status, which is,
That's true.
I mean, I think it is, I don't agree with it. Um, but, you know, I could see why people kind of think like that just because they're in their own head. They're in their own little bubble,
They are.
and they just want someone that'll fit in their bubble.
Right. Right. No, no, that is bad. And another thing I'm seeing is like, you know, people just, I don't know, this is some weird thing that's happening in the last couple of years where people are like, yeah, I don't need to get married. I could be single forever. And I'm like, huh? Why? You don't need to. And I know that's BS inside,
Yeah.
because if there's very few people that are like, I don't want to get married. I want to be single forever. There's very few people like that.
Mm.
But what they're really trying to say is that, I can't find anyone. No one loves me, and I don't love anybody. But if someone loves me tomorrow and I love them, I'm gonna get married right away. But right now, since there's nobody like that, I don't want to get married. I think honestly that is because you can't find somebody, and nobody wants you. That's why you're saying you don't want to get married. But
Okay.
trust me, if you were in love and you found someone tomorrow, I don't know, because they just bumped into you and you started talking in love, and suddenly, trust me, you're gonna get married. You'd be like, I want to get married right away. That's the problem. And then, but people have this thing, I don't want to get married. I could be single. It's like, oh man, you have no idea what you're in for. You have no idea in Punjabi culture what you're in for if you are single and unmarried at like
Yeah.
45, 50. You don't know what people say behind your back. You just don't know.
Well, I mean, when people say that, it doesn't mean that nobody loves you and you're not. I think there's someone out there for everybody, but
Right.
I do. Yeah, it is kind of like shocking when someone says that because like you, when you have found love and you have found that person, it's it's like the most amazing thing.
Right.
So I can't imagine someone being in that type of relationship and saying, "No, that's not for me."
Right. I
Like,
know. I
I
know.
don't want to be with
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want someone that will make me feel like amazing and loved and and the trees are greener and the grass is greener and flowers are blooming. I don't want to feel like that. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine someone saying that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Exactly.
agree. That some people just haven't found it yet,
That's the thing.
And
But they got to get out of that negativity mindset and
right,
go out and meet
right.
people.
You're not going to meet someone thinking that
Yeah.
you don't need
You don't
anybody.
need
You
anyone
still
because
have
then
to have that that kind of like
the catch
the
of
kitsch.
like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
You have to have that.
yeah,
That no,
yeah,
I want
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
want
The
it.
longing.
There's someone there. That
Yeah,
longing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you got to have it.
You should.
I mean, if you've seen Bollywood movies and
Yeah, half of them is
Punjabi
horse
love
crap.
stories, it's
Yeah,
like that's what you wanted, right? Growing
that's the
up,
thing.
it's
See,
like
Punjabi love stories.
yeah.
A lot of people don't know Punjabi love stories. That's like another
Mm.
thing. Like that's another thing I think guys don't have game anymore, or don't know how to talk to girls that are Punjabi anymore because they have no idea of Punjabi love stories at all.
Yeah.
Punjab is famous for its love stories.
Mm.
Hiranja, Soni Maival, Sasi Punno, all that stuff. No one knows about it.
Mm.
You know, they hear Hiranja in all these songs. They're referenced all the time in all the songs, no matter what singer is singing them,
Yeah.
but they don't even know what the whole story is about. So if you don't even know
I
that,
mean, I'm not gonna lie, pre 2010, when did we meet?
uh,
2010,
I don't
pre
know.
2012 when we got married.
Right,
I didn't know much about that either,
right, right.
But Hiranja, I mean, everyone's heard about them and the songs and all that.
Yeah, but that's
But
what
yeah,
you should be embodying. You should be embodying
yeah.
Ranja and Mirza and all that
And it
stuff.
helps when the guy knows a lot
It's a,
about the
it's
Punjabi love
that is so
stories.
easy. Like girls are easy. Like I'm trying to tell guys,
Hey,
getting the girl that if you really like a girl, getting her to like you is easy. Like especially if she's
when you
Punjabi.
genuinely like the girl.
When you
Yes.
genuinely like the
Yeah.
girl, say some Punjabi lines, say some Hiranja lines,
Oh,
do
yeah.
some Varis Shah, do some this, Sartaj, Gurdas. Trust me, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sitting here. Trust me, it works. But the guys don't even know
It
that, and they don't
does.
embody the Ranja and the Mirzas and the Punno. They don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. I don't know who they're embodying. I don't know but but if you know these love stories, that's the type of love you want.
Mhm.
That's the type of love the girls want too. Trust me, they want that
Of
love.
course.
They want that love.
I mean, that's human nature. A guy or a girl, it
Right,
doesn't matter.
right.
Like everyone wants to be treated that way and feel, unconditional love
Yeah.
by someone
Yeah.
that's not your family.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that's missing, But that comes with knowing Punjabi and knowing,
Mm,
learning it and understanding the
yeah.
words, and then you start thinking
100%.
differently and start treating
I
women
think it's a
differently.
huge game changer when a guy knows Punjabi.
Mhm.
He can spit out that Punjabi, but then he can also like just be American and like, he knows like the culture and
Mm,
he knows the Punjabi love stories, but then he also knows like the great like American romantic
yeah.
movies and
Throw some Rumi in there.
oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
can't see
good.
a girl not falling
Me
for
too.
that.
Me too. That's what I'm saying.
So
I'm telling you, I should write a book called How to Date a Punjabi Girl because that's all they want to. They want if you really like the person from your heart, but you just don't know how to express
yes,
it.
because this is powerful stuff.
This is
You
powerful.
can't just use it
This is powerful
willy
stuff.
nilly.
No, no,
No.
this is powerful. I've helped guys with this. It is powerful stuff. But if you genuinely love somebody,
Yes. Yeah.
this is what
It
you
means a
this is what
lot.
yeah, it
It
means a
definitely
lot.
yeah.
It goes a long way,
Mhm.
you know? but they don't
It's
know
way
that.
better than those, like, kind of corny pickup lines.
Yeah, yeah. Pickup lines are just funny now. They don't really
Are
pick
you
up
from
anybody.
Tennessee?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, because you're a seven. That's my verb.
I mean, not
Anyways,
not me.
not you, not you. No,
Okay.
no, no, no.
All right.
You're
Yeah.
beyond numbers.
That's
You're
right.
beyond numbers.
And that's how you do it.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. They don't. Ah, man. I wish they just knew like how this isn't complicated stuff to fall for someone, to date someone. But I guess it is complicated. I don't know. Maybe they'll let us know in the comments. Maybe you guys have stories, or maybe we're saying something totally wrong. Please let us know in
Yeah.
the comments that, oh, you guys don't know nothing. The dating scene is like this, and I've tried this. All right, let me know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll answer those questions on one show or something.
Yeah.
But I hope it gets better. I hope I hope more. I'm seeing way more people single now than they were 10 years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm in my 40s now. So when I was in my early 30s, a lot more people that around me were married, and that people that are around
Mm.
their 40s were married. People that are around mid 30s were married,
Mhm.
or they had girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever. But now, when I look down and I see people in the 30s, most of them are single.
Yeah.
Most of them, and the whole point is that they can't find anybody
Yeah.
because
I mean, people
everybody's
generally are getting married later,
right,
I feel like, which
right.
is it's fine,
That's fine.
because you wanna work on other stuff in your life. Getting married is a huge commitment,
That's
so
totally fine. But I'm talking about people that I'm like, I haven't seen a boyfriend or girlfriend with you in 5 years.
yeah.
Like I'm talking about those people, people that are just dating. Hey, I'm still single, but I've been dating for the
Yeah.
last 5 years, and I know like two of your boyfriends or girlfriends, whatever. That's different. I'm
Mhm.
hardly seeing that too, by the way.
Mm.
So I don't know what's happening, but
Yeah.
I hope people start talking to each other and not
And
have
just know who you are and kind of, like, know know what you're looking for in a spouse, but it can't be, like,
10 things and
10
20
things,
things.
those
Have like two or
those
three.
couple of important things that you don't wanna compromise on,
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
those it's gotta be things that are
yeah,
important in a relationship, not like, he's gotta have
yeah. I,
I
I,
don't know.
I had like two or three. I had like, she has to be Sikh. She has to be
Yeah,
Punjabi. Obviously, I got to be attracted to her.
yeah.
And she has to have some sort, I mean, she has, you know, some sort, like not take life too seriously, you know,
Mm,
have a loving, kind person. Like that's it. And then
yeah,
boom, I don't care what they did, what family, whatever. It's all
yeah,
good, but that's mine. Like I want Sikh and I want Punjabi, and then the rest are like, you know,
yeah.
a step below.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I think same for me, like, obviously, you wanna be attracted to the
right,
person,
right,
and, you know, for me, humor was a big thing,
right,
you always made me laugh, and we
right.
just kinda, like, got each other our jokes, and,
Yeah. You fell
um,
for my Punjabi lines.
I yes, I did. I fell
Yeah.
hard. I'm still hurting, but,
Right,
no, no, you were smart, I always had a good time with you. I
right. And
always
that's
had
what it's all
fun.
about. Just have a good time.
Yeah, it
Have
was
a good
it was
time.
always a good time,
Have fun. Yeah, same.
and you loved your family. Like,
Right,
you were so close with pretty much everyone, and you have a huge family.
right,
You're
right,
close with pretty much everyone in your family,
right,
so I
right.
think that says a lot.
Yeah,
For me, that spoke
yeah,
volumes, and, we didn't have, like, amazing careers when we met each other, but
yeah,
I think we were both, like, hardworking, and
right. We had ambition. We
we had
wanted to do big
ambition.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just wanted to, like, support each other.
right,
So, and, I
right.
think we're really happy where we are today.
Yeah,
So,
extremely. I can't
yeah.
believe.
So I was never looking for, like, oh, he has to, like, make this much, or,
Right,
um, it
right.
was never like a status thing for me, but
Yeah,
I think those things are timeless, when you can make each other laugh.
yeah.
Attraction is should be there, but that grows too.
That's true. That
Attraction
does it
grows
grow.
when you, like,
Yeah, that does
find out
grow.
more about the person. You're like, oh
Yeah,
wow, like, he's even better than I thought.
right,
So
right.
then it grows, and,
Yeah,
you want someone who's family oriented, someone who, like, likes to go out and have fun, or could just be home and still have fun.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
let's face it, when you get married, it's it's not like all a bed of roses, but
No, there's some
when you
thorns.
can when you can still just like be home and have a regular like Friday night or Tuesday night and still have fun
Right.
and just find like happiness in the little moments, that's the best thing you can ask for.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it is. It is. It's like, you know, guys, I don't think guys want that much. I don't know what guys are looking for, but really guys don't need, I mean, they don't want that much. It's like sick, Punjabi, is the girl nice, is the girl kind?
Yeah.
Does she love and respect your friends? Because guys' friends are like,
Oh yeah, it's a
that's a
big
big
thing.
thing. So, do they get along with each other?
Yeah.
Does she get along with your family, like extended family too?
Mhm.
And is she just like a nice, warm-hearted individual? You
Yeah.
know, that's it. Like that's major attraction right there. Done.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on in the dating scene if it's not like that, but there's nothing else. I mean, all the other stuff is just secondary of like
Yeah,
what do they do in life, how much are they
exactly.
making, how much what the parents do. Like no,
Yeah.
who cares, right? All that stuff is like the main thing is like you got your one or two in, and then
Yeah.
sick Punjabi thing in, and then it's like, oh, the girl's nice, she makes me laugh, I feel very good with her, she's kind to everyone, my friends love her, my
Mhm.
family loves her. Okay, what else do you need?
Yeah.
You know, God's not going to come down and be like, okay, lama karo. It's like, right? It's like,
Yeah.
come on. But just you meeting each other is some sign
Yeah.
if you believe in those things,
But yeah.
right? Yeah. Yeah. What else? Do you have any advice you want to give to relationship advice?
Oh god, I'm who am I to give relationship advice? No, I just feel like when you are if you're single and you have that longing, you know what kind of person you're looking for. And maybe it might be in unexpected places, but just know who you are too, because sometimes we don't know what we want. I think girls sometimes tend to overthink things just a little bit.
Yep.
But just see where it goes. Don't like turn a guy down just because he's not um, good looking enough, or if he's not like making as much money as you might want. Or in the beginning, like I'm sure first dates, guys and girls, they're probably both nervous.
Right.
So I
Right.
think first dates, it's hard to tell, what a person is about. Maybe you might want to go on a second date and just see where it goes. If you didn't really feel much on the first date, just give them another chance, and maybe you might find out more on the second date, and you were like, oh wow, we actually had a good conversation. So you
Right.
never know.
Right.
Yeah. What about
Right.
you?
Yeah. No, my advice is just to the guys. Like, I know this Sidhu Musiala made guys get back into Punjabi music, even though they don't know what he's saying and all that stuff, which is fine. But my advice is to guys really is it's a very simple. I have a lot to say, but let me just give this much. You don't want to be Mirza. You want to be
Mm.
Ranja.
Mm.
You want to go the Ranja route.
Mirza's the one that died, right?
Right. Right. Well, they all died, but
Well, you know what I mean,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. But you don't want to be. Mirza's like the rebellious and more
Mm.
transactional love. But anyways, uh, you want to be like Ranja.
Mm.
That's the way you want to be. And if you guys think like Ranja, trust me, the girls will be there. The person you want will be there, and that's my advice. Like try to be more like Ranja, less Mirza, and then see where it goes.
Mm.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right, all right. Good talking to you.
Same here.